Okay, today I'm going to install a couple Rubbermaid FastTracks. Tools you're going to need are 2-inch size 10 screws. I like the bolt heads. Makes it easier to drive into 2x4s. You're going to need a laser level, stud finder, pen or a marker, and I've got the hose hooks that work great for helmets. There was a guy in the Diablo forum that was using these as helmet hooks, and the loop down there can actually double for hanging jackets, full suit leathers, and stuff like that. And I also got a couple bicycle hooks because I've got a BMX bike I'd like to hang up, and my wife's bike. So once I get up to the point where I start drill driving, you're also going to need a drill and a couple drill bits. Now these are self-tapping washer screws, so might not even need to drill. I might try one without drilling and just drive them in. I've got some Milwaukee M12 drills that work pretty well, pretty high torque, so we'll get started. Now to find the studs, basically just get your stud finder up there. This one was like 20 bucks at Home Depot, and takes a 9-volt battery, little button on the side, and you can see when you press the button, the screen comes on and it's blank, and as you drag across, and there's a stud. And then you just want to put your little marks. I put little V's, and it's usually every 16 inches you'll encounter a stud. And then from there, once you've got a few marks, you can figure out the height that you want, and then start laying up and figuring out where you want to mount these. Now you have to slide the plastic sheathing out, and there's a metal rail behind, so I'm going to do that right now and get one of the screws in. I'm eventually going to do a video on tools, but I've got the Milwaukee M12 Red Lithium XC 4.0. This is the fuel version of the drill driver. You can see it's got a hammer mode and a torque mode, and a whole lot of torque settings. I can't remember how many inch-pounds, but it's like, I think 30 foot-pounds or more in this little drill. And the best part is the flat part of the bottom just lets the drill stand upright. It has these little insert socket sets. The tip here is magnetic, so when you take this out, it's actually magnetic, so it makes it really easy. And then to load and unload, you just like that, and the bits just pop right in and out, so it's super easy to use. These are going to be about perfect for driving these drills in, or driving these bolts in. So I'm going to get one started and I'll come back. Okay, now once you've got your first rail put up and only one screw in it, ideally toward the middle, you want to turn on your level and try to get it so just about close. I think it needs to go, yeah, there we go, zero it out. So you just follow the arrows on the indicator. You can also use the bubbles as a guide, but it's not quite as accurate. I mean, that one's for, obviously, if you're doing something vertical this way, but works pretty well. That's zeroed out. So now I'm going to put the rest of the screws in after measuring again to make sure I'm hitting studs. Okay, so now we've got all of the bolts drilled in. Went in pretty easy. The nice thing about the drill that I've got is it's got a built-in clutch, so when you drive the bolts all the way home, it automatically stops the drill for you, so you don't have to worry about stripping out bolts or anything. So this just slides over like this, and there you go. You got your FastTrack rail on the wall. So now these things clip on like this, and that's it. So I have 3 of these guys for my jackets and helmets, and there you go. Pretty cool. Let's see what the helmet looks like. Excuse my filth, I need to clean this thing. So, works pretty well. I think the guy that did it on the Diablo forum took his helmet like sideways or something and then twisted it on, but I don't see how there's enough room back there. I mean, these are pretty narrow, so, but that works pretty well. Ensures that the helmet has plenty of airflow up in there. So now I can just hang my jackets underneath, and then I'll come back and show you the rest. So there we go. That's what the end result looks like. Got my motovlog helmet, my older X11 that I should probably just get rid of. It just feels kind of bulky and heavy compared to the Bellstar. Then I got my autocross helmet. Thinned and AC jacket for super hot days, leather. Suit for track days and really aggressive canyon riding. Then my standard Laguna Seca, basically the half version of that jacket. Just pretty beefy leather. It looks like it's getting a little wrinkly though. Might need to oil it again. But this is actually the jacket that I put linseed oil on and re-dyed. It used to be gray, and when it started losing color from being in the rain too many times, it was getting this patchy brown and gray color. I used black leather dye on it. It turned out really well. It's actually really soft and supple and hasn't cracked at all, so I'm pretty pleased with Denasi stuff. So, if you have any questions or comments, or wondering if there's any easier way to install this thing, just feel free to leave some comments below.